I don't release anything.
You don't release anything, but you write like insane.
I got some projects that are released. I just don't promote them, bro. I got a lot of shit, but we could save it. Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live for the last like a minute.
My bad. Oh yeah, I got projects.
We are on the final episode of the Flow series where Kevin Bessey sits down with Vessel. Enjoy.
Yeah, I feel like you're just living up to the mythical creature mythology.
Fact.
Yeah, man.
Like Cody sent me a beat the other day, bro. I wrote a 32 bar verse.
Oh, sick.
And like a half hour to an hour. I sent it back to him video. Like, just like, yo, just wrote this. You feeling it? And he's like, oh shit. Cause you know, Cody takes a while to write. Cody, like, he's very
methodical.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
It.
So he'll sit
except
there.
for like randomly.
Yeah. Sometimes in the spur of the moments, like I'm sure all your little side songs, like the Christmas shit, he probably whipped up fast.
Oh yeah, the Christmas one. We were just like chilling. And he just like wrote it.
I could see him being like that. But when it comes to me though, he's like definitely insecure in a way because he looks at me like, oh, this dude fucking raps. So I sent him that, and he's like, all right, cool, dude. I'll try and start my verse like next week. Because, you know, he's all scheduled. And then, no bullshit, I came home from work like 3 days later. Or it had probably been 5 days. And I threw the beat on again, and I was feeling it. I kind of forgot everything I wrote. I forgot like all the cadence and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to write another one and see if it's better or worse. So I just wrote another 32 bar verse. I sent it to him, and I'm like, yo, bro, I wrote this too. He's like, what the fuck, bro? You just want it to be a solo song? I was like, no. I was like, I can cut shit. I'm just writing. And then I was like, you need to write a chorus and a verse. And then, like, no bullshit, I hopped out the shower like the same day, and I just started freestyling the chorus, bro. And then I was like, yo, this is it. And I sent him the chorus. I was like, dog, I wrote a chorus. And he's like, what the fuck? So now I just got to write his verse, and the song's done.
It's crazy how much you write compared to how much you release of music.
I don't release anything.
You don't release anything, but you write like insane.
I got some projects that are released. I just don't promote them, bro. I got a lot of shit, but we could save it. Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live for the last like a minute.
My bad. Oh yeah, I got projects out there, bro. I just don't release shit. Like I got the OLI shit, the Evers and Vessel shit. I got Thomas Prime shit.
But it's not released, right?
There's a lot of, it's like released, just not on Spotify. I got shit all over YouTube, shit on SoundCloud, shit on fucking Bandcamp, obviously. All the good ones.
Yeah, I feel like
I never sold my soul like you guys.
Yeah, no, I feel that actually. Because, like, Spotify's convenient for some people, and I'm like, oh, I like that, but they don't pay anything. Like, YouTube actually pays me. Yeah.
But it is cool to have your name on a platform like Spotify, because then that's to the masses. And Apple Music as well. Like, that's what's dope about y'all. I'm not computer illiterate, but I'm lazy and I'm not a sellout. I just rap for myself and I'm hella therapeutic. Like, I don't do this shit to be cool. I don't do this shit to get bitches. I don't do this shit to make money. I do it because if I don't talk about shit I've been through or, you know, shit I'm thinking about, then I'll just go crazy. Tight.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to this podcast, though. I caught a couple of them. You have like fucking 90 features on your album, so I couldn't listen to all of them. I don't got like 2 years to invest into this, but like the Snap one, that's the first one I watched because Snap's my fucking dog.
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
Such a good rapper.
I love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. A bit of a legend.
No, fact. Me and him, Cody got us on our first track together. That's cool, Dak. But Reach Out's dope. I like that song.
It's a great song.
I don't know. Yeah, shout out Snap.
Yeah. It was interesting. It's interesting, like, having different people on and, like, how they approach it. Because with Snap, I just kind of said, like, hey, what's up? And he just goes.
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
This is great. Like,
you're lucky, though. He doesn't do that for everybody.
Oh, does he not?
I know him on a personal level. Put it this way, dude. I've known the motherfucker for like 15 years, and we barely made a song like a year or two ago the first time. But we will drop an album together one day.
Oh, yeah?
We always talk about it. It'll happen one day. He's dropping a new album called Grieve. It's going to be fucking fire.
Everyone's excited.
I think I'm on that album. I don't know yet. I wrote a verse or two for it. Dope shit, really. Nah, you know me.
You send him a video recording of you.
Yeah, right. That's all I do.
Dude, you just need all you need is just a mic hooked up to your little video recording.
Oh yeah, fast.
Because when you do those little video recordings, you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
I'm
like
high as fuck in my bedroom, midnight.
yeah, it's not like half done. You actually like are there recording yourself, and it's like it's like you're behind a mic actually rapping the song.
Me and Brains though, we've been recording for our album. I'm dropping a project. Our group is called Endangered Language, and we haven't really thought of an album title. We've tossed around a few ideas and stuff, but I'm actually recording for that, and I'm gonna put that out, and I'm gonna stand behind it. Part of my problem with releasing things is like I've put out projects that I'm not like 100% behind in the past. Like my first album, Dyslexic Duo, I was talking reckless on that. I was like, shoot up schools, what? Can I get a herpes or what? And have everybody's mama screaming that shit back at me. But like, so I used to write, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
I used to write like,
Cody did tell me that you used to have like a crazy duo.
Yeah,
Like
it was
wild.
me and my DJ Special D. He's from Boulder City. We met up at a I was in a battle at the time. There was a monthly competition called War Awards. I won it like 3 months in a row, and then my boy Quez and me started getting to the top every time, and we would just split the money. They would be so mad because at the end of the night, it's supposed to be the most epic battle between the two best MCs, and we get up there and say a bunch of gay things. Like I would talk about how I want his chocolate body in my mouth, and he would call me there was one time where I actually started dissing him with white jokes, and then he came back at me with the black jokes. Like it was funny. We race swapped for the evening. Shout out Juneteenth. But anyways, I met Special D at that. Like after I won it, they were like, "Yo, dude, I want to make music with you." And he made underground hip hop, which I was loving. So, we put that project out. But I used to say the most ignorant, reckless. Like I would go out of my way to say stupid things like, "I wish Michael Jackson touched me as a toddler, because then I wouldn't be scrounging change for $1." But I had this one line where I was like, "Fuck the deaf, haha, you can't hear me." And as I'm spitting these bars at a show, I'm watching this lady use sign language to interpret to a deaf woman what I'm saying. And like I watched her face change, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And it took me back. And then so there was this like there was a group called Pedals who was on that same exact show. This is when I had like a realization that I'm being too crazy. But I walk up to them and I'm like, "Oh my God, you got the voice of an angel. I need you on a project." And they're like, "Yeah, thanks, but no thanks." And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? I'm a good guy. I say funny things." But that's when I was like, okay. And then I started doing OLI, and we took it more serious, and I wasn't just being obnoxious all the time. I'm still obnoxious, don't get it twisted. I'll say some slick shit, but
yeah. Oh, I know. I feel like it's controlled though. It is. It's less like
very calculated chaos.
Yeah, and it's less hurtful now. It's more silly and less hurtful.
Yeah. That's another thing, dude. Like I don't ever want to hurt anybody. I'm not racist. I love everyone. I love every religion. I give a pass. Like I'm not one of those guys. I don't even like picking sides in politics. You know what I mean? Like I think everyone should be gray and just accepting. But I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like a good example of your kind of modern humor is like when we did the Flow show, and the whole time you were like, "Okay, this next song is the gay song," because we just released Gay Song, and you were just like,
"Is that what it's called?"
The song that we released?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's called Gay Song.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was like, let's play the gay song.
yeah.
That shit had me dying. I didn't know if I was pissing you off or not.
No, I thought it was so funny. And my co-writer who wrote Gay Song with me, who is gay, she's like a queer writer in town, Harley Swisher. She was dying. She was like, "That was so funny." She was like, "That was perfect."
And it is June. It is June, so we can get into the gay stuff. I have like a super flamboyant cousin, super gay.
Yeah.
And growing up, people weren't as accepting as gay people. So like I had a whole bunch of hooligan friends, and they'd always drop the F-bomb on them and things like that. But I always made my homies accept them and shit. Like even if they were super homophobic, like he started cross-dressing in like middle school and stuff. I'll never forget in 8th grade, he wore a dress to school on the last day of school. And this was probably like 10 to 15 years ago, probably closer to 15 years ago.
In Logandale or somewhere? Okay.
Here in Vegas.
Okay.
Garside Middle School, ghetto, dude. One time a kid got stabbed at Garside and had to run all the way to the elementary school down the road to get help. Bleeding. So he went to that school.
If they did that in Logandale, I feel like it'd almost be worse.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
I couldn't run from the high school to the middle school in Logandale.
Yeah.
But no, he wore a dress to school. And I have homies that went to school with him that, like, you know, he told me back in the day, like, we just don't understand it. So people wanted to beat him up. He's like, but now I know him and everything's cool. But I used to go to the Gay and Lesbian Center with him every Wednesday for like youth night. And yeah, me and my other cousin too. He ain't gay at all, but we would just go and support. So like, I feel like I got the F word pass in a way. You know what I mean? I could say those things because y'all ain't been to the Gay and Lesbian Center on youth night. I was there.
Yeah, you were there before we were all there.
Dog, I pulled up to a pride parade one time with a couple homies. I had a gay black friend named Keenan. Rest in peace. I heard he died on Christmas. But we went to a pride parade right there downtown where they have that little pyramid, the brick pyramid kind of. But right when we get out the car, dude, these two other gay dudes get out of their car. And I was like, yo, my homie wants to make out with you. And he was like, he looked at me all embarrassed. He's like, what? And I was like, go kiss that dude. It was fire. They kissed too, dude. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I used to go to the gay and lesbian shit to try and like pick up on the bad bitches because gay friends have like the hottest chicks.
Oh, it's true.
So I would always be trying to mac on their friends and shit.
I one time, this is actually, I don't think I've ever shared this story on like a public thing. This is insane. So Harley invited me out to go do karaoke with her.
Tight. I love karaoke. Take me next time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So I show up at the place and I walk in and there's like rainbows everywhere and it's not June, but I'm like, oh, they're just like really supportive of the LGBTQ community in this place, you know? So I'm just chilling out. And then the host they had for the karaoke was a drag queen. Tight. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, these guys are so supportive of the LGBTQ community. Drag queen comes up, asks me for my name. I'm like, oh, it's Kevin, you know, and she's like, oh, what song do you want to sing? And I'm like, oh, I'll sing, you know, Pokemon theme song.
Tight.
And
good choice.
Yeah. And so she writes me down, and then I'm just chilling there, and we're hanging out, you know, and I watch like all these dudes flirting with each other. And I'm like,
you're starting to realize you're in a gay bar.
Yeah, I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, man, these guys are so open. Like, this is so cool that there's like this space that's so supportive of the LGBTQ community and that people feel like they can just flirt with each other out in the open like this, even though it's kind of gay, you know, like, and you know, heterosexuals, we sometimes flirt with each other as guys just in a jokey way, you know,
fact.
Just being silly. And so I was like, oh, maybe they're just being really silly, but they're taking it really far for silliness. And then it kind of starts dawning on me, and I look around and I see like penises drawn on all the walls. And I see rainbows like everywhere. And I turn to Harley and I'm like, is this a gay bar?
That's funny as shit.
And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, why did it take you so long?
Yeah. I want to like ask you questions too, but like I don't want to like if you don't ever want to answer anything I ask, just don't. But as a returned missionary, like you're so accepting of gay people, and usually, you know, religion kind of shuns gayness in a way. Yeah. They don't really like the gayness and the anus.
Some don't. I'm
a firm believer in the Jesus philosophy where like I'm not supposed to judge you. You should do you, and then I'll let God judge you. You know what I mean?
My thought is like, so there's this great quote in this book by Viktor Frankl, where he says there's no pure race. And what he means is like, and he was in a Auschwitz type of camp.
Okay. Concentration camp.
Yeah. And he was saying like, not all SS officers are bad, and not all of you are good just because you're prisoners here.
That's true.
And I was like, oh, this is like, it was such a crazy thought to me. And I was like, oh, I agree with it so much. And I feel that way about communities like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or the LGBTQ community, where I'm like, there's some people in this LGBTQ community that are douchebags and terrible, you know? And a lot of those people are closeted people, you know? Because they're like they don't feel comfortable in their own skin, and that you can tell.
Same on the flip side. You got corrupt people in church that, you know, use some type of power to get to some type of position. Yeah,
or they're just mean or whatever. Yeah. And so yeah, I feel like once you realize that, it becomes less about like, oh, judging them or not accepting them for what they are. And some people like are telling people like, oh no, you got to keep it hidden. Like, don't let anyone know you're gay. And I'm like, you're gonna feel weird. Like you're gonna
you
be
gotta be
mean.
you.
You're gonna bottle it up inside and be mean to people if you like.
You gotta be you, dude.
Yeah, just chill.
Like this one dude, my mom got a homegirl. No, I'm not gonna say that story. I'm gonna spare that one. Yeah. Just because I don't know if they're gonna listen to this shit if I post it. But
yeah. So I just think you just gotta be nice to people, and like I think stuff's fun, and there's no reason to hate on anybody.
Fact.
You know?
Fact.
Just because I have like a religion that feels a certain way about it doesn't mean I can't like hang out with people and love them and chill with them.
Shout out to you for that, bro. You Christ-like.
I'm just trying to be like Jesus, you know?
Fact. Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like in between Jesus and Dahmer. Like I'm I found a cool balance. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna judge you, but I might chop your fucking foot off and have sex with it and eat it.
You're like, yeah, judge not that you be not judged. Also, can you see that foot? I got a knife that wants to meet your foot.
I wish I didn't break my foot last week. I actually so I went to Brains' house to record a track. Fire track, by the way. We don't have a name for it yet, but the beat's called Emo, so I'm just calling it that. Recorded it, fire session. I'm leaving, walking down the stairs. I missed the second to last step. I rolled like my pinky toe bone under my foot, and it just dropped me to the ground, dude. I heard a crack, felt a fiery sensation take over my body, and then I just fall to the ground. He thinks I'm joking around. He's like, yo, are you for real? I'm like, yeah, dude, no, I really hurt my foot. I'm not just rolling on the ground to be funny. But
to be fair, you're the type that would do that, I feel like.
No, yeah. What I say in your track? Never broke a bone, but I could hit the stage and break a leg.
Yeah. No, you have broken a bone.
Yeah, it's fractured. I wouldn't say broken.
Oh, okay, great. So you still haven't broken a bone.
Yeah, you can have that sucker. Oh, my kids are up there sneaking downstairs for some junk food. Let's talk about some music.
Okay. What were your thoughts when you got the track?
Your track?
Yeah, the Never Try track.
It was dope, man. It was dope. Like I said, you created a really cool beat, captivated me instantly, and then I liked your chorus and everything. And I was supposed to write before you because you were like at the end of the track, right? Yeah. So I just heard that. I wrote that shit so fast. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I timestamped it as I was doing it to you. I was like, all right, I'm feeling it. I'm writing. I'm like, yo, halfway. 10 minutes later, yo, done.
Yeah, and then you sent me a video of you doing the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And it was just like perfect. And then it took us like 4 weeks to get you in a studio. Like
busy man.
8 missed appointments later.
I'm like, yo, my bad. My bad again. Yo, my bad in advance.
The thing is, Cody told me before, he's like, yeah, Henry is hard to get in the studio. He will flake a lot. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So when it happened, I was like, oh, I already knew this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I was chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I hate when I don't know what's going to happen, when I like think someone's going to be like on top of things and then they don't show up. But when I know that someone's like going to be like probably not there, every time I book a session, I'm like, tight. I'm going to do everything else. I'm going to work on other stuff. And if they happen to come, they happen to come. But I'm not depending on it, and it's perfect.
I'm glad you pulled up today without me responding bright and early. Because, like I said, I was up till like 5 a.m.
We responded last night.
Yeah.
So that's how I was.
And
like,
I was awake. I was just watching Messenger the whole time, just waiting to see like, yo, we good? Spent my whole evening just watching your page.
Nice.
Finally popped up. What time did you write me?
Like 12:30.
Yeah. I was definitely awake.
I was even thinking as I wrote it, I was like, if anything, because I figured you wake
I'll respond
up early.
in the morning.
Yeah, you respond in the morning. But then like right before I'm about to go to bed, I like check the alarm on my phone, just make sure everything's good for the morning. And I look, and you've already responded to me, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't flaking on you again, dog.
Yeah,
not today.
Whatever. And then I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and I was just like, well, we're doing this. And then I messaged you again saying my ETA. And that's when you woke up again.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. Because if you would have waited for me to say, yo, come through.
Yeah, I wasn't waiting for that.
No.
I was just like, I'm just going to show up at his house.
Fire, I like that.
Yeah. You just got to show up sometimes.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show people.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep cooking. Cooking up like Rachel Ray, man.
I didn't know if that was probably the wackest bar in that verse.
It's such a good bar.
But I like it, yeah, because, in hip-hop, you always refer, like, oh, I'm cooking up some tracks. I'm in the kitchen.
I'm in the kitchen cooking something up like Rachel Ray. Yeah, it's so good. The other one I really like is, and you were talking about this earlier, the like, I'm on a righteous path, I keep it non-explicit or something like that. Yeah. That one's good.
That was because you told me not to cuss in the verse. So I was like trying to walk it. Yeah. Keep that non-explicit. But you said I didn't have to hold back on this podcast, so let's let them fly.
Well, because I feel like it's conversational.
Fact, dude, you can't stop me from being me.
Yeah, man.
You could on your track.
Yeah, on my track. Well, if it's
I'm
written,
gonna make you cuss on mine.
I'm not.
Since you told me not to cuss on yours.
I'm not.
Yep,
cussing.
I'm gonna write the chorus.
I told you.
Fuck, beat. Nah.
I would say whore. That's kind of
whore.
Like, whore is the,
why does that get a pass? That's a mean one.
I don't know. I just don't feel weird about saying whore for some reason.
For real?
Yeah.
Called my mom a whore once and she bitch slapped me.
Oh, I'm sure.
But she was being a whore.
Well,
at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think it's just because it's so biblical, and I think of it as just like, some people are whores.
No, that is a fact.
And some people are man whores too. Like, it's not just like.
No, we live in a very fucked up time, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's on Tinder just hooking up.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Back in my day, you had to like talk to people, work for something.
I prefer talking to people, but now I feel like.
You can't.
Yeah, well, no, I feel like it's like the vibe is like, oh no, like we have to have matched. Like we're not
we're
in a dating possibility if we haven't like matched on some like social media thing.
That's crazy.
I've
never been on dating things like that ever. I've always been cool.
Well, because you've known your wife since high school, right?
Yeah. Kind of after. Yeah, no, we didn't associate in school times, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew her in school, which is weird.
That's funny.
When I first saw her at your like a Cody show, I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And then you were like, "Oh yeah, she's my wife," and I was like,
"Technically, we're not like officially married."
Oh, you're not?
No, just engaged in a way. You feel me?
Yeah. But I'm just surprised because you have
baby
like,
mama, bro.
You have like 2 kids.
Yeah. I'm married under God's eyes, dog. I don't need your government paperwork.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
how am I gonna get Medicaid if I'm married, bro? Shit. Change his numbers, bro. You gotta
tax write-offs.
You gotta
for
milk
anything.
the system. I grew up under like my family's crazy, bro. I got crazy aunts and shit, and they've always milked the system and showed me loopholes in the game. Shout out to all my dead aunts.
Are they all dead now?
Betty's dead. Tanya died.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, just the gangsters are dead now.
The real ones are dead?
Yeah, man.
That's too bad.
They're crazy as fuck. Shout out them.
When you were growing up, like, what type of music did you rock out to?
Man, for like the first chunk of my life, I had to listen to whatever like my mom listened to. I did listen to a lot of hip hop, like, but it was all just a couple songs here and there. I used to go to like school in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and I would like rap a Snoop Dogg song to like my friends and stuff. That was like my first favorite shit was always hip hop though. Like I loved Bone Thugs and Harmony back in the day and Snoop Dogg and things like that. I didn't really become independent with music until like middle school.
What was your mom listening to though in like those early years?
She's weird. She likes Stevie Nicks and all kinds of shit. The radio was different back then, so they would bump a lot of radio. But I listened to everything oldies. Like it was more on the rock side with them, you know.
Yeah.
But she was a little ratchet too, so I would bump those hits. But in middle school, that's when I started like buying my own albums and shit. I would take my lunch money and get like whatever I wanted. But I remember like the first couple albums I bought were like Kid Rock and Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP2, things like that. I I became a big Eminem fan in like middle school and high school. That's when you like could still download music off his on LimeWire and shit. So I'd always get all the freestyles and yeah, I was a stan back then. Then I started tapping into the underground hip hop side of shit though, like Atmosphere Idea, things like that. Sage Francis, even though it's fuck him these days, straight up. Okay. But yeah, we played a show with him one time and it was amazing, bro. Epic Beardman Tour 1. We shut that shit down with OLI and Blair and shit. Like me and Luke murdered that show. We played with them like years later. They come for Epic Beardman 2 tour. And being such a fucking prima donna because one monitor didn't work, wouldn't start the show, like made us wait until they got that shit fixed. It was crazy. And it's like, I get it, dude. You're like, you've established yourself, but you're already getting paid. Everything works. There's sound, but just because like the right side monitor ain't gonna work, you're gonna throw a fucking hissy fit and be a prima donna. Like, I'll fucking rap in a fucking living room full of people with no speaker. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like to me, that just shows that you ain't about it like you were. And he was such a bitch about it. I wanted the homies to rob him that night. After he got paid, I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna take off on him. But I was like, nah, let's be responsible. Let's not do that. But so what pissed me off is because he ended up pushing the show so far back that we had to play after him. So you know, I put in the work. I have 50 fucking people in the crowd at least because it's a big deal to me. So I'm promoting the shit out of it. Pack the house, bro. And then you make me sit through your weak ass opener. You guys rock. My mood's already killed, and then I have to go after you. So I hit the stage and I just started saying F him, F that. Killed it. But that shit changed me, dog. They say never meet your idols and your heroes and stuff, and I get it. Like, but on the flip side, I got to meet like Idea, who was one of my favorite rappers before he died. I went to Arizona, bro. Me and my boy Fly, Jose, we kidnapped my buddy Awkward. He thought we were going to Logandale. We got him in the car and we drove him to Arizona to go to our Idea show. He had no idea. It was the funniest shit. We're like passing the Hoover Dam. He's like, yo, how much longer we got to go? We're like, shit, probably like a half hour. Drove all the way to Phoenix, bro. But we met Idea outside the show there, chopped it up. I tried to get him to hit my blunt. He was like, nah, bro, I'm like sick. I was like, that's cool. But flash forward, he's doing a show at the Farm, a little venue we used to play at, and I get the word from a promoter. They're like, yo, he's here selling poetry books. Pull up. So I pull up. I'm like, yo, dog, remember me? Try to get you to smoke my blunt in Arizona. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. The show they were playing was whack, and I had a show later that night at another spot, so I actually got like my idol to come to my show. I was like, yo, you guys made no money here. Come sell merch at my show, and everyone's going to fucking love that you're there. So had him come through. It was cool, man. Getting to rap in front of your hero and shit. Watching him watch me. That was tight.
That's so cool.
So, quid pro quo, or not. It's like yin yang type shit. Don't meet your idols, but also meet your idols. But
Some
don't have
idols.
Feel me?
Meet your idols. Don't meet your idols.
Don't have idols.
And don't have them. Like, why do you have idols? Like, you should be worshiping God.
Fact.
Like, get on that. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like people who know me, who've like worked a lot with me in the music scene, know that like one of my least favorite things are divas and diva behavior.
Yeah.
Like one time Larry Coleman texted me and he's like, what's worse? What do you consider worse, diva behavior or fraternity type behavior? And I was like, what's fraternity type? Like, you mean like being brothers and loving each other? Like, obviously I dislike diva behavior more. And he's like, no, I mean like drugging people. I'm like, well, obviously that's worse. Like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
We're not trying to Bill Cosby nobody.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, no, bro. And then, but I do dislike diva behavior. I've only got 2 people I've allowed to be divas in my life.
Who's
2 artists.
Who's that?
Okay, they're gonna be weird ones. You're not gonna recognize them, but one of them's named Anna Netrebko.
Can't even say that.
She's a really famous Russian opera singer.
Okay, tight.
She's probably I think right now she's still the top paid opera singer in the world. And she's just phenomenal soprano. And so if I had a chance to work with Anna Netrebko, I'd be like,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you can have it any way you want. Like, we will accommodate you. We will like spend thousands of dollars to accommodate you. Like, I'll go into debt to make sure you're like comfortable because I have you on a track. I would love to have Anna Netrebko on a hip hop track. That'd be so sick. Having her freaking singing La Boheme on a hip hop track. Sounds awesome to me. And then Utari Karu, who is this really, really famous Asian pop singer. She's from Japan. And like in Asia, everyone knows her. In America, like maybe like less than 1% of the population would even barely recognize her name. So, but she's sick. She's so good. She's just like inspirational to me. I think she's one of my favorite singers.
Is it like a rule that you only listen to people that I can't say the name of? That's what determines if you like that artist or not. You're like, oh no, your name's John Smith. That's way too easy to say.
Yeah, if it's not in some other language, their name, I don't listen to them because Henry could pronounce them, and I can't have Henry pronouncing the name of the artist I like. No, because I like Brand New. Brand New is like one of my favorite bands.
I can't even say that.
Can't say Brand New. You dyslexic, man?
That was my first group.
I know.
Dyslexic duo.
I know, you dyslexic duo. Ignorant stuff.
That's so funny.
Yeah, man.
Those are the days, bro. I got stories for days.
Oh, I'm sure.
One time me and Fly went to his house, bro. So we're working, like, bumping beats. He has this, like, ex-stripper that he was in love with come through. All right, I'll stop it there.
I love how many stories you have where you're like,
I'm just thinking, and I'm like, so shit's clicking with me right now. I'm like, okay, nope. He just had a baby this week. I'm not telling a story. Nope.
Not in a podcast.
Not happening.
There's a possibility someone will listen to this at some point.
Fact.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
I know nothing.
I did that with Jan. There was like some tea I was spilling with her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
tea's where it's at though, dude.
It's good. But I was like, oh shoot, we're on a podcast right now. I was like, after, and she's like, okay, after. And she was so excited. I could see it in her face. She was just like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Oh yeah.
And then it wasn't that great. She heard the tea afterwards and she was like, oh, whatever. And I was like, dang it, Jan. Yeah.
What's this podcast called?
Indie Magazine and Podcast. That's the name of it. So,
tight.
Good name.
Yeah, super good name.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about?
Shit.
I feel like we hit the main points.
Yeah, I'm just working on that EL project. That shit's gonna be like everything. Cause like I said, I've never put out a project that I'm just fully behind and just like I love. There's always things I don't like. I feel like there were times where I was forcing something I wasn't, or you know, the EL shit is dope because I'm taking it back to like just some braggadocious hip hop stuff.
I love braggadocio.
Like, everything is just I'm talking shit. I'm confident in my skill set. Everybody else sucks.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that stuff. It's so cool.
And I want whoever's bumping it to like feel the way I'm feeling when I'm saying this shit. I want you to be in my shoes when I'm like just banging on them.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love how many people in hip hop, like this is one of my favorite things about hip hop. And one of the reasons I like started getting more into it and like into the community is I love how people are so like braggadocious on the mic. And then the second you talk to them like in a personal way, they're like, I don't even know if I'm any good at all. Like, should I even be releasing music? And you're like, what the heck? Like, this is the same person. And I love that weird dichotomy. Like one moment, it's like that Cody rap. It's like,
which one?
We're on Reaper Knox where he's like, sometimes I'm like, I ain't. But some other times I'm like, this boy can spit. And I'm like,
so you won't even cuss if you're singing along, huh?
No. Which is really hard.
No, that's good. That's good, man. Yeah. Applaud yourself.
Yeah. Which is makes it really hard to listen. Do you know Upgrade? Yeah, you know Upgrade.
Yeah. Cody, he's been on like Cody's last 4 shows.
Yeah, which is so funny.
Yeah, he's dope. He got that Mac Miller vibe about him.
He's so funny. And I love his stuff. Like I think he's one of the best local rappers.
Yeah.
But I only like say half of his lyrics when I'm singing along because there's so much
That's
just
funny.
like either wildly explicit stuff or like sexually explicit or just swearing like crazy. But I love it. I think it's so good. He's such a great rapper.
Yeah, I would work with him. I don't really know him like that. It's weird, bro, because like I've been on the scene for a long, long time, and there's like new heads that don't know me, and there's even old heads who don't know me, but I've put in a lot of work and I've done a lot of shows and just like built a lot of bridges. So I'm like this. I'm like a a legend, but like low key about it. You know
You're
what I mean?
a myth.
Yeah, no, for real. I'm like a fucking ancient fable that people speak about.
Yeah.
Like Hercules and all that shit. But I don't know. I've been doing it for so long. There's so many people I want to work with, so many people I haven't worked with, but all these dudes are dope. I want to shout out a couple of my favorites in the city, bro.
Okay,
like
great,
we already spoke on Snap and Cody, Dak. They're legends. You know what pisses me off, dog?
What pisses you off?
When there's like people that I know, people that I helped put on, and people that I did dirt with in these fucking trenches, and they get on these little podcasts and interviews and stuff, and like no one's ever dropped my name like in the shout outs.
I dropped your name in the Cody shout out.
That's dope. That's dope. You're different. But like,
and in the silent episode too.
But people I've battled with, people like I put on like dog. I've been around like for the birth of Donnie Menace, the birth of Echo, the birth of all these people. Like I've known them for a long, long time. And shout out those two. They always fuck with me. They always give me love.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've ever said my name in a shout out. And they both know I'm dope as fuck. Like, I don't know. So I want to shout out some of my favorites.
Okay.
Since people fucking miss me. One of my newest favorites all time, like there's a group called Wasteland Squad in town. There's like 97 group members, but they're all dope. Shout out JY, first of all. He's like still doing his thing, dropping music consistently. And that's why I want to shout him out first in particular. His new shit is so dope.
Is it?
I'm going to work with him for sure down the road. We've been sending each other like a couple tracks here and there. Like he put a chorus on something. I sent him a video like I do you.
Yeah.
But there was one dude in particular.
You just need a mic when you're doing this. You just need headphones and a mic.
I don't like recording myself. Like I'd rather just hop in a studio and have an engineer. And that's why shout out Brains, man. Brains is the dopest.
Yeah.
Mr. E Brains. Go download all his shit. Digging in the Crates 2, both instrumental albums. If you're a rapper in Vegas, go download those shits and freestyle your heart out. But
great beat maker.
Oh yeah. But there's a dude in their group called Harvey Listen. He's the illest, bro. That fool could sing and rap, and JY and him, like they remind me of each other. That's why they're my two favorite. Shout out Quakes too, though. Quakes is my dog. But Harvey Listen is like the most phenomenal artist like I've ever witnessed. I was at a show one time when I was having some beef with some people, and I hadn't really popped out, so I wanted to go to a hip hop show where I didn't really know anybody, and I went to that show, and I just see this big buff ass dude in the crowd, and I'm like, all right, that dude's the dude I want to kick it with. And he's outside smoking a blunt with a couple people.
Sounds gay.
Oh yeah, super gay. Shout out Harvey. But he's passing a blunt around. I was like, yo, let me hit that. Smoke that blunt. Went inside. I was like, I'm gonna buy his ass some Hennessy since he just broke me off with the blunt. Handed him a Henny. He's like, all right, thanks. And then he literally took the glass out of my hand and walked on stage. And I was like, what? This dude raps? I was like, hell yeah. And I watched him murder a set, bro, in a room full of people. I became an instant fan. He has this album called Serotonin. You should go bump that after this podcast.
Absolutely.
Bump it on your way home. That shit'll blow your mind. But he stopped rapping, bro. Out of nowhere. Like, I'm finally locking in a feature, bro. I got this track I made. I wrote a chorus. I wrote a verse with him in mind. And I got his shit right there. Back and forth. I wrote everything in the chorus. I was like, had a vision. And then, boom, disappears. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Gone.
Yeah. He just hasn't been on social media dropping music, nothing like that. I heard he's being a painter and stuff now. So shout out his creative outlet. But like, that was the most disappointing feature that I never got, bro. Because that dude like stole my heart as far as music goes. Like that dude is the illest, and that's why I got to get JY on the track. Because fuck, rest in peace, Harvey, dog. Hope you resurrect. So shout out him. I wanted to shout out Echo though. That's my dog. I remember when he was blowing up, like no one was really fucking with him on like the like gangster side of the court, so to speak. Like, and people were hella jealous because he was like popping quickly. They did it to me when I first started coming up, but you know, people get envious. People are all jealous. It's all on some me shit. But if I was in a room full of people and anyone spoke bad on his name, I would defend him. I've done that with a lot of people. But yeah, me and him we're gonna cook some shit up eventually. Watch. It's my dog.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for anything you're putting out because you know, like.
Watch though, when it does come out.
I'm very excited.
I think we got the formula right this time.
Cool.
I really do. I think we're gonna drop. I wanted to call our album The Classic because I know it's gonna be a classic when I release it. And no one in hip hop's ever dropped an album called The Classic. Surprisingly,
You'd think they would.
fact. But that's a bold statement, though, to call your first album The Classic.
I feel like hip hop's about the bold statements.
It is,
though.
dude. That's what I'm saying. We gotta be more confident in ourselves. So insecurity fucks people up, man.
Oh yeah. I got this rap coming out that it's not out yet, and I don't want to say too much about it, but the concept I had behind it was taking that braggadocio and applying it to like Christian rap.
Oh shit.
So I'm like talking about how I'm better than everyone else because of Jesus. So
No,
I'm like,
though.
screw you guys, I got Jesus. Like,
Fact though, man.
yeah, like I'm the best there is. Jesus actually likes me. He doesn't like you as much as he likes me sometimes.
No, that there is a bold statement because I feel like God's love is universal.
It is,
But
he loves me
but
more.
I do like it though. That is tight.
He loves everyone. He just loves me a little more than he loves you.
When I pray, I give thanks for the gift of gab. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, same.
I'm
grateful that he loves me more than.
I'm so blessed that God likes me better.
but like when people listen to it, I don't think they all have picked up on it. But it's
funny.
totally there. And I mean, if people listen to
Was
this
that
part,
drop in?
I don't know.
Spill the tea, dog. Spill the
it's on someone
fucking
else's
tea.
project, so I don't know much about it. Like he just hit me up and asked me to do it, and I performed it at one show, and I was just like, "Hey, no one record this because it's it's coming out on someone else's project, and they don't know when it's coming out because it's a big collaboration project, and a bunch of the other like you and me fairly quick, right? So like I had this whole track ready for him in like 2 weeks, right? Like front to bottom, like did everything, produced it, did the whole 9 yards and sent it to him. And other people who he's collaborating with on the track, he hit him up that same time. And this is back in like February and they still haven't gotten it back to him yet. And I'm like, I can relate because I've had people I work with where it takes them forever,
Yeah,
like
perfectionist.
yeah. This one dude sent me a track the other day and 6 hours later I had him like all my sung things with like harmonies and stuff. And I'm
Just
like,
track after track.
yeah, I'm just like, here it is. Like, here's your whole thing. And so I feel like that's how it should be. You get it.
Oh yeah, but hip hop,
we're the fast guys.
hip hop, you have to be like witty and in the moment is very pop culture-y. So like if you're not speaking on relevant topics that just occurred and shit, like I don't know, you gotta be in the moment. But you also gotta say shit that's gonna age well and last forever.
Right.
But that's what's great about hip hop is like I could throw on any beat and kick a hot 16 freestyle, whatever you want to call it, and then it's out.
Yeah. No, I feel that because like I have a meme on that one that I sent him that was relevant at the time I was making the song, and I don't know if anyone still knows about that meme at this point.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I can totally relate to that.
But yeah, man.
Thing. Gotta be on it. Okay, well, let's shut this off and listen to beats and write some stuff, right?
All right. What last words? Do drugs. Play video games. Fuck what your parents say.
Yeah.
Don't go to school if you don't want to, man. Be dumb.
Yeah, but whatever you do, don't live your dreams.
No. Never live your dreams.
Yeah.
Jack, do you have anything you want to say?
Be mean to people
No?
whenever you have an opportunity.
You want to give a shout out to anybody? No? Love you, buddy. All right, Kevin, I love you, dog. It's been real. I appreciate you pulling up on me bright and early.
Yeah.
What time is it now? It's like almost
11:30.
Okay, yeah. Cutting my evening a little short, but
Okay, we're good.